Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
So this is Oceanside.
Excuse me. Excuse me. But where's the South Pacific Hotel?
I don't know.
Is the bank up on 2nd Street?
I don't know. Excuse me, where's the St. Cloud Hotel? Is Mr. Hayes the Justice of the Peace?
That's what I heard.
Sir? Sir. How far is it to the Mission San Luis Rey?
I do not know. Can you tell me if the May Office saloon is open?
Is Mr. Hayes in his office today?
You mean the Hayes Land Office?
Yeah.
Wait, I heard that the bridge was out?
Does Mrs. Bunker have any rooms?
I don't know.
Why did we come to Oceanside?
Why Oceanside?
What called us?
What brought us here?
Welcome to a celebration of 140 years of Black history in Oceanside.
Generational Black pioneers and entrepreneurs.
Oceanside, founded in 1883 and 1888, became the third city incorporated in San Diego County.
But going back for just a moment to Biddy Mason and Judge Benjamin Hayes.
In 1856, Judge Hayes freed Biddy Mason, a slave brought here by her owners.
Two divergent paths crisscrossing, Biddy and the son of Judge Hayes.
The future of Oceanside was secured by Biddy Mason when she saved young John Chancey Hayes' life.
A child almost ran over by a carriage.
If not for Biddy, John Chancey Hayes,
Saved by the woman.
freed by his father.
Will leave an indelible mark on the city of Oceanside. The Oceanside Blade Tribune. From 1883 to 1914, blacks were employed as porters at hotels and bootblacks.
1888, Oceanside Incorporated. A population of 500 residents.
3 years later, the number was just 342.
In the 1900s U.S. Census, there were 412 black people listed in San Diego County.
But no blacks in Oceanside.
Wow. 1902, January 25th, Will Hill, a colored man, taken to Hotel de Jennings, Oceanside jail, Thursday, by Constable Hubert for 20 days for evading railroad fare.
In 1910, there were just 2 black men living in Oceanside. William M. Jackson, Missouri native, age 35.
Alfred Fry, age 26, porter at a barbershop and a registered voter. Stripped of his birth name, known as Jack Fry.
And then, on July 9th, 1910, Jack Fry, blue black at Scott's Shaving Parlors, arrested for being drunk and disorderly, fined $6.
Life was hard, opportunities few for people of color.
Oceanside had only 1 to 2 black residents at a time for nearly 3 decades. But that will all change with the arrival of Charles William Fletcher Tapsico.
I was a native of Ohio. I served in the Spanish-American War. I was in the Ohio Infantry.
Anna Farrel, Charles's husband. We were married and our marriage was announced in the paper in 1915.
Charles William Fletcher Tapsico and his wife Etta are the first known black couple to reside in Oceanside.
Agnes Hazel Tapsico, their daughter, born July 4th, 1917. First colored child born in Oceanside.
My son, Charles Sonny Tapsico, born July 11th, 1919.
Third child, my sister Esther Francis, born February 20th, 1921.
My beautiful family and I'm a black man. Why did I leave from Ohio, and then leave to Los Angeles, and then to San Bernardino?
Charles arrived in Oceanside in 1914.
He had a valued vocation as an auto mechanic.
I owned my own automobile, and I was acquainted with the Hayes family, the prestigious white family. Are you okay, sir?
Can you fix my tire? Oh, and change the oil in my car, and flush the radiator?
Oh, I can fix anything. Anything.
In 1914, my father became a hero, helping put out fires that almost took the lives of 2 citizens.
Special mention should be made of Charles Tapsico, who worked like a Trojan. The heat was intense. Several of the firemen worked without flinching, and special praise should be given to the colored man, Charles Tapsico.
That was the last time the newspaper referred to my husband in that manner.
1 month later, another fire. House burned to the ground. Tapsico, a hero once more.
Charles also saved 2 women from drowning in 1915.
I was an avid bowler. My score was the highest score.
trial.
I had my name published in the newspaper for donating to the Red Cross, along with others.
My husband owns stock in the local bank. Believes.
What made me leave Ohio? What brought me to Oceanside? And then what made me go to San Bernardino? And then Los Angeles, all unknown.
Why no storefront, Charles?
I was a black man, managing a white-owned auto shop.
October 22nd, 1921, Charles Tapsico resigned his position at Mission Garage and leaves for LA. Charles Etta Reese from Oklahoma. Charles Etta attended University of Arizona, visited Oceanside, and fell in love with California.
I love California.
Charles Etta will be the second black woman to reside in Oceanside and soon marry.
Married me, John Mann, a local resident. We bought a home at 112 South Tremont Street.
We was forced, pressured to sell, because neighbors didn't want a black family living near them.
We was redlined.
They were redlined.
But that didn't stop me. I wasn't a militant. You can't push me aside either. I worked as a cook at the Casablanca restaurant in downtown Oceanside. I was catering food out of my own home on San Diego Street, the east side. I opened my own restaurant in 1948.
That's right.
We moved to 214 San Diego Street in East Side, a Mexican neighborhood.
Charles Etta's restaurant for social gathering for blacks in East Side was the first black-owned storefront.
My menu.
Delicious fried chicken.
Salad,
Potatoes,
Dessert,
hot rolls.
family food.
We was family in that restaurant.
Family. My family. I founded the North County NAACP, and I was their first. I sold baked goods to cover the cost. After John's death, I remarried to Reverend Wesley Allen.
she was a groundbreaking woman, groundbreaking neighbor, and groundbreaking person. She established the Oceanside Girls Club.
I wasn't a militant, but you can't push me aside either.
That's right.
I was awarded the Sojourner Truth Award in 1969.
Wow.
By the Negro Professional Women's Club.
I wasn't a militant, but you can't push me aside either.
I wasn't a militant, but you can't push me aside either.
I wasn't a militant, but you can't push me aside. In 1960s, 3 men changed the business
then a furniture store, and remained in business for over 60 years.
I'd like to buy that TV.
Of course.
On credit?
Yeah, we take credit.
We sold goods on credit to Oceanside locals and to military families.
We had an enduring business relationship and had one of the longest running businesses in Oceanside. Our first storefront was at 401 San Diego Street in a building owned by
Me, Roosevelt, Campbell.
All right.
I rented out other storefronts in that building to other black businesses. The Progressive Beauty Salon, the Progressive Barbershop, and the Progressive Cafe.
Next, we opened up Geb's Furniture Store at 1710 Mission Avenue. Now, Geb stood for Government Employee Buying Service. We sold goods to Oceanside natives as well as to military families living in the federal housing, the Sterling homes.
They were so successful, they opened 2 additional stores in Rodeo Drive and in Oceanside on Grand Street. 1978, the trio purchased the building at 401 First Street, now Seagate Drive in downtown Oceanside, which was once the Oceanside Blade Tribune newspaper building. These men were esteemed businessmen, respected by all. In their new location, they formed CMC Furniture, which operated until 2016. Roosevelt later sold his interest in CMC and opened a store at 805 South Hill Street. CMC Furniture continued to operate for 40 years. Their business remained a fixture in Oceanside for 60 years.
60 years.
A milestone for any business, black or white.
That's right.
Oscar Culp was the president of the Involved Men of Oceanside. George Mitchell was a longtime member of the Ocean Sea Lions Club.
On June 27, 2012, the U.S. bestowed the nation's highest civilian award, Congressional Gold Medal. Along with 300 other Mount Fort Point Marines, an all-black division in the Marine Corps, segregated between 1942 and 1949. When I visited my daddy's store, I would ask him, Daddy, can I have $20?
You ask him up?
Please, Daddy?
Here's $20. There you go.
One day, I asked my daddy for $20, and he pulls out a wad of $100 bills. Daddy,
That's what-
you can't have that kind of money. Someone will rob you.
Toots, I'm a Marine. Nobody's gonna mess with me.
Toots, I'm a Marine. Nobody's gonna mess with me.
Toots, I'm a Marine. No one's gonna mess with me.
Toots, I'm a Marine. Nobody's gonna mess with me. There were numerous barbers and beauticians who owned owned businesses throughout the years in Oceanside. Adele Foreman was a pioneer in this industry in Oceanside, the first to own her own beauty salon.
My mom wanted to enter the Oceanside Beauty College to get her cosmetology license.
I was not allowed to enroll due to my race. Instead, I had to enroll in Southwestern College in San Diego.
Mom drove every day to San Diego, earned her license and instructor's license at the Southwestern Beauty College in 1961.
I did all kinds of hair, black, white, it didn't matter.
It did not matter. A few years later, the state board required that all instructors learn and teach press and comb and have the ability to do all hairstyles.
I ended up teaching at Oceanside Beauty College the very school that denied me entrance.
Come on.
They asked me to teach their instructors, and so I did. I worked alongside my friend Orr Williams.
Yes.
I was not allowed to enroll due to my race.
I was not allowed to enroll due to my race.
I was not allowed to enroll due to my race.
But I ended up teaching for them.
Here.
Adele's Afro Beauty Salon, 1966. Adele Foreman, she was in business for 37 years.
Hey, Pearl.
Hey, Adele.
When you getting done today?
Maybe a little hot comb to the kitchen.
Oh, you know what? Let me give you a fresh curl set with my new patent curler. Uh-huh.
I opened my own shop, Pearl's Beauty Salon.
Pearl Duncan, she opened her store on North 4th Street in 1982, and she was working for 40 years.
Miss Pearl loved doing hair shows, learning new techniques, and using brand new products.
I was not allowed to enroll due to my race, but I ended up teaching for them.
Passing the torch.
When Felix met George Mitchell and Oscar Culp, it was a passing of the torch of mutual admiration and business wisdom. They were so excited that Felix was going to be a part of the Oceanside business community.
We all know the legacy these men left behind, and they were excited to add Felix and see what he would give to the next generation.
What does it take to be a business Rushell?
Well, you have to love a good fight.
You have to love a good fight.
And Felix, that knowledge and words of wisdom,
I realized for the first time the impact that my restaurant had. And during COVID, even more. I realized that my restaurant was essential.
business is hard. Hard to start, hard to grow.
Hard to sustain through to the next generation.
The challenge then is, who is going to carry on this organization?
You must turn your your hustle into a business. Starting, sustaining, and then emerging.
Remember, Felix, you have to love a good fight.
And I've had hills to climb. I've had some weary days. And some sleepless nights. But when I look around and think all of my good days outweigh my bad days. No complaint. Sometimes the rain's so low I can't see the road, and so I question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me, although my weary eyes can't see, and so I'll say, and I won't complain.
Finding my bliss.
There had not been a tea room in downtown Oceanside in 90 years.
That is until Rushell Gordon opened up Bliss Tea and Treats.
People ask why I decided to open a tea room. I felt the need. There hadn't been a tea room in North County, and I wanted to create a space that felt welcoming to all generations.
From all backgrounds.
A place where even men could walk in and feel comfort.
But the permit for this tea shop was taking way too long.
The city planning office was full of men. They ignored me at first, but I kept showing up, calling every day. I would get dressed, put on my red lipstick, go down there and wait. The more they saw me, the more they wanted to get me out of there. But I pushed back until they stopped making demands that were ridiculous.
Well, you'll need a water fountain.
And a bathroom. And a grease trap.
Yeah.
For a tea room, you don't need a grease trap for a tea room.
Well, we're still gonna have to bring by the special inspector.
She still needs a water fountain.
This kept happening month after month. It took me way too long to get my permit, but I did.
May 2019, Rochelle signed her lease at 301 Mission Avenue.
I didn't have any money for a contractor, so I decided to build out myself. I hired electricians, carpenters, plumbers, you name it. It took me way too March 13th, 2020, I finally got it right. But the world.
But the world,
Was shutting down due to COVID.
Tourism on hold.
and the pandemic,
You mean 2 weeks?
maybe 4, maybe 6.
Maybe years?
But we finally opened for business. Mother's Day, May 8, 2020.
Within a month.
What are my options for blowing up our windows? I called my landlord and asked him if he could help me on this, but he didn't take me seriously. Nobody was very helpful in that effort.
They helped each other, but Rushell was on her own.
But I was on my own. So, my father and I put a sign in the window and hoped for the best. We got some spray paint.
I sprayed Black Lives Matter.
I sprayed black owned.
Yes.
Is that really what you want to write?
Yes. He asked me that because he thought it was dangerous, but I didn't see it that way. I thought it would be a good thing to be a black business owner.
A lot of white businesses with Black Lives Matters in their windows.
But I was the only one in all of downtown that had black owned in their window.
Bliss's window was shot out.
Bliss's window was shot out.
Bliss's window was shot out.
I watched the camera footage of people going up to the window and reading the sign that I had made.
One or two people even took pictures of it.
What she wrote was controversial, but Rushell didn't even realize it.
I spoke to the cops, and I said, when you find the man that did it, ask him. I wanted to know why he decided to choose my business to break the window.
The cop found the man who shot the pellet through Bliss's window. I didn't believe a black person could own a business like this.
I didn't believe a black person could own a business like this.
I didn't think a black person owned a business like this.
He was calling bullshit on the fact that it was black owned. I knew that was the reason, but it didn't take away the pain that I felt to hear it. But I used it as fuel, not only to move forward, but never to give up.
The day after the window was broken, it was boarded up, and Bliss was open for business again.
I decided to decorate the tea room in Alice in Wonderland. The first themed tea party. I had all the employees dress up every day, and Bliss began again.
Beauty and the Beast.
Bridgerton?
Wizard of Oz?
Mardi Gras. Mary Poppins.
Harry Potter?
Themes kept people coming back again and again and again.
And they did, and still are a community.
There's a special role that Bliss plays in the community. It is a place that some people stumble into and are overwhelmed by the beauty and creativity.
We celebrate and create special events for
till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as a listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
I wasn't a militant. You can't push me aside either.
Toots, I'm a Marine. Nobody's gonna mess with me.
I was a native of Ohio. I fought in the Spanish-American War. I was in the Ohio Infantry.
They wouldn't allow me to enroll due to my race, but I ended up teaching for them.
One thing I know for certain, everything was built for this moment.
Martin Luther King said, you have to take the first step, even if you can't see the whole staircase. One thing that I know in building this community and business is that you have to take the next step. One thing I know for certain is that everything was meant for this moment.
For this moment.
For this moment.
For this moment.
present certificates of special congressional recognition to some of the people that helped bring this around. So first is Rushell Gordon. Her mother, Adele Foreman.
With the $20.
The switch, yeah. He said, I'm a Marine, and then he pulled out a switchblade. Eddie is the one who provided beautiful pictures of Etta and her sisters, so we're just so grateful. You know, Felix gave all those really words of wisdom, actually came from Felix when we did an interview with him, and it was his inspiration for the I Won't Complain song, which was so moving. And of course, you know, Rochelle's story is so beautiful, so moving, and she wrote that herself. And then here at the end, then, Glenda is the daughter of Adele, and she told me the story about her mother not being able to go to the beauty salon. And, it's a beautiful story, though, the irony of her being then asked to come in and teach. So these are real stories, these are real people, they're real words, and it's just so moving. tell our story, so we have to remember that. And we have to continue to tell our stories. So thank you for being here to support that, and thank you guys for sharing your stories. So I just again want to thank our wonderful sponsors for making this happen. You know, Jeanette Tech and Maricosta College. Oceanside, you know, Premier Printing, Bliss Tea and Treats, and Oceanside Theatre Company. All of this